My beloved child. There is a reason your heart became restless before this moment, and it is not by accident that you are hearing these words right now. Something has already begun moving around you in silence, long before you noticed it, long before anyone around you understood it. What looked delayed was never denied. What felt hidden was never forgotten. And today, a message arrives with unusual urgency: your blessing is no longer standing at a distance. It has crossed the threshold and is now closer than you think. Do not skip, because what is being revealed now may explain why certain doors closed without warning, why certain voices disappeared, and why you were forced into quiet seasons that nobody could understand. There were moments when you believed nothing was changing, yet behind every silent hour, unseen arrangements were being prepared with precision. Archangel Michael is speaking over this hour with strength, saying that heaven has not ignored your tears, your patience, or the nights when you kept asking if your season would ever change. Something huge is waiting for you, and the reason the pressure became intense is because what is approaching carries weight, meaning, and impact beyond what you expected. Listen carefully: the blessing that belongs to you does not arrive in ordinary form. It comes after resistance, after confusion, after moments when you nearly gave up speaking about what you hoped for. That is why the timing feels unusual. Heaven often moves when human certainty becomes weakest, because then the arrival cannot be mistaken for coincidence. Stay till the end, because there is a detail many people miss at the exact moment their breakthrough begins. Before visible change appears, there is often a strange silence, a pause, a stillness that feels almost too quiet. You may already be inside that silence now. What you thought was emptiness may actually be preparation. There are names being removed from your path, distractions losing power, delays losing authority, and hidden answers beginning to surface. Even now, some things that once blocked you no longer carry the same strength they had before. What was resisting your movement has already started weakening. And this is why your spirit felt something different recently. An unexplainable pull, a sudden thought, a strange awareness that something is near. That feeling was not random. It was the first signal that change had entered the room before the result became visible. Do not scroll away, because the next part of this message carries something deeper. Not every blessing arrives loudly. Some blessings enter quietly and then suddenly alter everything at once. A conversation changes. A path opens. A delay breaks. A burden lifts. A hidden answer reaches you from a direction you never expected. Archangel Michael says there are moments when heaven commands movement even while earth still looks unchanged. That means while you see ordinary hours, extraordinary decisions are already unfolding around you. People who once ignored your worth may soon witness what they did not understand. Situations that looked frozen may suddenly move with surprising speed. Something huge is waiting for you, and one reason this message reaches you now is because doubt has been speaking too loudly around your thoughts. Doubt always arrives near important moments, trying to make you step away just before arrival. But what is for you has already received instruction to move. There were times when you asked why your efforts did not match the outcome. Why sincerity met delay? Why loyalty met silence? Why hope had to survive uncertainty? Yet none of that was wasted. Every hidden moment built strength for what is now appearing. Stay till the end, because there is another truth you must hear carefully. Some blessings arrive disguised as a small beginning, but inside them is a chain reaction that touches many areas of life at once. What starts small may quickly become the answer to things you stopped speaking about. Even now, there are unseen protections surrounding what belongs to you. Not everything lost was meant to remain. Not every closed door was punishment. Some doors closed because they could not contain where you are being led next. And there is someone listening right now who almost convinced themselves that nothing significant could happen anymore because too much time had passed. But timing above you is not broken. Delay never had final authority. Do not skip, because a rare turn is often announced quietly before it becomes undeniable. The people around you may not sense what is near, but your spirit has already noticed something shifting. Archangel Michael says heaven is commanding courage inside you before evidence appears outside you. That means you must not measure this season by what yesterday looked like. A single unexpected moment can rearrange what many months could not solve. Something is being aligned with remarkable precision. The connection, the opportunity, the release, the answer, none of it is random. Every detail has been moving through hidden corridors while you thought nothing was happening. And there is one more thing: when blessing approaches, distractions often increase. Strange interruptions appear. Thoughts become heavy. Energy drops without reason. It happens because important moments attract resistance. But resistance itself often confirms that something valuable is near. Stay till the end, because what comes next in this message will explain why certain people suddenly changed, why certain plans collapsed, and why you were protected from paths that once looked perfect. You may have called some endings painful, but some endings were rescue wearing unfamiliar clothes. Some departures were protection in disguise. Some disappointments were actually redirections designed to prevent you from settling below what was prepared. Now the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Quietly, but unmistakably. A message, a sign, an opening, a sudden answer. Watch closely, because the next phase often begins when least expected. Something huge is waiting for you. And this time, what arrives may carry the kind of confirmation that makes you look back and finally understand why nothing before it was allowed to replace it. And now, before the next moment passes, hear this carefully. What seemed ordinary around you has already begun carrying unusual signs, even if nobody else has noticed them yet. There are shifts happening in places you cannot see, and that is why your spirit has felt unusual pressure mixed with unexpected expectation. One part of you has been tired, yet another part of you has quietly refused to stop believing. That inner refusal was not accidental. It was the signal that something greater had already started approaching. Do not skip, because the next truth explains why recent days may have felt different without clear reason. Sometimes before a blessing arrives, your surroundings remain unchanged while your inner world begins sensing movement first. You may have looked at your life and thought everything still appeared the same, but heaven often sends awareness before evidence. Archangel Michael is declaring that what is moving toward you has already received permission to enter your season. That means what belongs to you is no longer waiting for approval from circumstances, opinions, or past limitations. Something huge is waiting for you, and even now unseen details are being arranged in exact order. There are answers forming behind delays you once questioned. There are outcomes building behind conversations you thought meant nothing. There are silent corrections happening where confusion once stood. What looked scattered is being gathered. Stay till the end, because many people leave too early and miss the very moment when the most important part becomes clear. There is a reason this message continues with urgency. Not every blessing arrives after visible preparation. Some arrive when everything still looks unfinished. You may remember moments when you almost accepted less simply because waiting became exhausting. Yet what was meant for you required exact timing. If it had arrived too early, you would not have understood its value. If it had arrived under different conditions, you might have mistaken it for something temporary. Now something rare is unfolding. Heaven is not only sending blessing, it is also removing hidden interference. Certain obstacles are losing power quietly. Certain delays are reaching their final hour. Certain uncertainties are no longer allowed to remain where your future is concerned. Do not scroll, because there is a once-in-a-lifetime detail many overlook. Sometimes the greatest answer begins at the exact moment you stop expecting anything dramatic. That is why sudden change often feels almost unbelievable at first. Archangel Michael says your season is being marked by unusual precision. What seemed random in recent days may soon connect in a way that surprises you deeply. A word you hear, a message you receive, an unexpected opening. These things may appear small, but inside them is direction. Something huge is waiting for you, and this is why your attention matters now. Small moments may carry large meaning. A simple event may open a path you never imagined. A delayed answer may return with more than you originally hoped for. Stay till the end, because there is also something you must recognize. Not everyone around you understands the value of what is being prepared for you. Some people judged your silence incorrectly. Some assumed delay meant absence of favor. But hidden preparation often looks invisible until the moment it becomes undeniable. There are people who will soon wonder how certain things changed so quickly around you, because they only saw the surface, not the silent endurance underneath it. They did not see the nights of patience, the private thoughts, the moments when you continued even without clarity. Do not skip, because what comes next matters deeply. Heaven sometimes commands restoration in areas where you had already lowered expectation. Not because your hope was weak, but because time had stretched longer than you imagined. Yet delayed things are not forgotten things. Archangel Michael is saying that one unexpected turn can carry more weight than many long seasons of waiting. A single moment may explain many silent years. Something huge is waiting for you, and the atmosphere around this message carries confirmation that movement has already begun. Even if your eyes cannot measure it yet, certain outcomes are already closer than before. You may soon notice unusual calm before visible change. That calm is not emptiness. It is often the final stillness before arrival. And listen carefully, what enters now may not only affect one area of life. It may touch several things at once. Peace where there was heaviness, clarity where there was confusion, movement where there was delay. Stay till the end, because there is still one hidden truth: what is arriving may come through a direction you never considered possible. That is why old assumptions cannot define what comes next. The blessing does not need familiar pathways. It can arrive through unexpected timing, unexpected voices, unexpected openings. Do not scroll away now. The reason this message found you at this exact point is because your attention was needed before the next shift becomes visible. Something huge is waiting for you. And when it becomes clear, you may realize that heaven had been moving long before you understood why everything had to unfold exactly this way. At this very point, something deeper must be understood. There are moments when heaven becomes silent only because a greater answer is being positioned with exact care, and many people misunderstand that silence as emptiness. But silence is not absence. Silence is often preparation too detailed to be seen before the right second arrives. Do not skip, because what you are hearing now may explain why certain feelings inside you changed before anything outside you changed. There are times when your spirit notices movement before circumstances reveal it. That sudden thought, that unusual calm, that feeling that something is near, those are not small things when a blessing is close. Archangel Michael is saying that your waiting season has carried more meaning than you realized. Every delayed answer, every quiet morning, every moment you questioned whether anything was shifting, none of it disappeared unnoticed. Something huge is waiting for you, and even now what was once distant is moving into reach. There were days when you looked around and saw no sign that anything important was developing. Yet hidden progress often moves without noise. Foundations are laid where eyes cannot follow. Decisions happen where voices cannot interrupt. Doors begin unlocking long before they visibly open. Stay till the end, because there is a surprising truth here. Some of the things that frustrated you recently were not obstacles meant to stop you, they were pauses designed to keep timing accurate. If certain events had happened earlier, they would have arrived incomplete. If certain paths had opened sooner, they would not have carried what they now contain. That is why some endings had to happen before this next beginning could enter fully. Some conversations had to fade. Some plans had to lose direction. Some expectations had to be emptied so that what truly belongs to you could arrive without confusion. Do not scroll, because many people leave too soon and miss the exact sentence they needed most. Archangel Michael says there is movement around matters you almost stopped mentioning. The very area where you became quiet may soon become the area where clarity suddenly appears. Something huge is waiting for you, and it may arrive through a way that looks simple at first but carries extraordinary meaning underneath. A single moment can hold more change than many months of effort. There is also a reason certain distractions increased recently. Important moments often attract noise just before breakthrough, because attention becomes the first battle. Random interruptions, unnecessary heaviness, scattered thoughts. These often appear when something valuable is near enough to matter. Stay till the end, because another hidden truth must be heard: what belongs to you does not lose its direction because of delay. What is meant for you does not forget your name because time passes. Heaven does not misplace what has already been assigned. Archangel Michael is declaring that unseen alignment is already stronger than visible uncertainty. Even if circumstances still look incomplete, invisible progress has already outrun visible delay. Do not skip, because there is something many fail to notice. Before blessing becomes obvious, there is often one final stage where everything looks almost unchanged. That stage confuses many people. They assume nothing is happening because they cannot measure hidden movement. But hidden movement is often the strongest movement of all. Something huge is waiting for you, and this exact hour may carry more meaning than you think. Even your attention here is not random. Sometimes a message reaches you because timing itself has opened a small window for you to hear what your heart needed before the next turn. There are names you do not know yet, conversations you have not entered yet, answers already traveling toward moments that have not happened yet. What seems ordinary now may soon connect with something unforgettable. Stay till the end, because there is still one powerful truth left. Some blessings arrive after long silence so that when they appear, there is no confusion about where they came from. What seemed delayed may suddenly become undeniable. What looked impossible may begin with one simple shift. What felt distant may stand unexpectedly close. Do not scroll away now, because this part matters deeply. Archangel Michael says the reason your spirit refused to completely surrender hope is because heaven had already decided that your story would not stop in uncertainty. The pressure did not have final authority. The silence did not have final authority. The waiting did not have final authority. Something huge is waiting for you. And when the next sign appears, you may finally understand why so many small moments had to unfold exactly as they did before this greater moment could arrive. What must be heard now is even more powerful. There are certain moments when heaven allows everything to look ordinary while extraordinary movement is already taking place behind the scenes, and only later do people understand how close the answer truly was. You may be standing inside such a moment now without fully realizing it. Do not skip, because this next part carries a revelation that many people only understand after the turning point has already arrived. Sometimes the blessing reaches your life quietly first, touching your thoughts, shifting your atmosphere, changing your inner strength before anything visible changes outside. Archangel Michael says this is why your heart has not completely released expectation, even during difficult silence. Something inside you kept sensing that the story was not finished. That inner signal matters. It was placed there because what belongs to you is already moving closer. Something huge is waiting for you, and there are hidden reasons certain events did not happen the way you expected. Some outcomes had to be delayed so better alignment could form. Some doors remained closed because they were never meant to carry your next season. Stay till the end, because the next truth explains why what looked like loss may soon reveal itself as protection. Certain things were removed not to empty your life, but to clear space for something that could not enter while old weight remained. There are moments when heaven protects by redirecting quietly. You thought a certain path was necessary, but another path was already being prepared beyond your sight. You thought silence meant nothing was happening, while detailed preparation continued without interruption. Do not scroll, because many leave just before hearing what they needed most. Archangel Michael is declaring that unseen favor often becomes strongest when visible certainty becomes weakest. That is why some of your hardest moments happen just before hidden movement increased. There were days when you questioned whether your patience had meaning. There were nights when answers felt far away. Yet even in those hours, things were not standing still. Something huge is waiting for you, and what is approaching may carry confirmation so precise that you immediately recognize why this season felt different. A word, a sign, a shift, a sudden opening. Sometimes one small moment carries proof greater than many explanations. Stay till the end, because another rare truth must be heard. Not every blessing announces itself loudly at first. Some blessings enter quietly and then suddenly expand beyond expectation. A simple beginning may hold extraordinary depth. Archangel Michael says even now there are details aligning around conversations not yet started, opportunities not yet visible, and clarity not yet fully revealed. What feels unfinished is not forgotten. What feels delayed is still under movement. Do not skip, because there is also a once-in-a-lifetime understanding here. Many people believe they must see proof before peace arrives, but sometimes peace comes first as a sign that proof is near. That calm you may have felt unexpectedly, that brief moment of confidence without explanation, that sudden inner steadiness, these may not be random at all. Something huge is waiting for you. And the reason attention matters right now is because distraction often appears strongest near meaningful change. Small interruptions, wandering thoughts, unnecessary heaviness, these often rise because important moments are close enough to matter. Stay till the end, because this message carries another layer. Some answers arrive through directions you never considered possible. The path may not resemble what you imagined, but the result may carry more than you expected. Archangel Michael is saying the blessing does not need old patterns to arrive. It can come through a completely new opening, a new voice, a new sequence of events. That is why you must not define tomorrow by yesterday's limits. Do not scroll away now, because one final truth belongs here. What is prepared for you has already survived every delay that tried to stand in front of it. If it has come this far, it is not arriving empty. Something huge is waiting for you, and when the moment becomes visible, you may look back and realize that even silence had meaning, even pauses had direction, even waiting had purpose. The shift is nearer than it appears. And this next season may carry the exact kind of answer that makes everything before it suddenly makes sense.